You may have heard the phrase before that a conservative is just a liberal that's been mugged by reality. Well, over the last few years, we've had quite a few liberals that have been mugged by the realities of the DNC and their horrible ideas. And that's exactly what we see today discussed on Bill Maher with Whitney Cummings. But before we get to these clips, don't forget to like and comment on this video so we can break through the algorithms. Here we go.
You know, it has been a very sort of enlightening experience. I'm really glad that I did it. I didn't have a child till way later in life. I never thought it was going to happen for me. And, you know, I just had a kid with a stranger out of nowhere at 40, white trash till I die. And you'll never take the West Virginia out of this one.
Do you take the kid on the road?
I take him on the road sometimes.
Really?
It depends. Yeah. It depends on where I'm going.
How old now?
He's a year and a half.
A year and a half.
Thank you.
What is that?
I don't know why I get to play. It's literally the least impressive thing I've ever done.
I mean,
all I did was lie there.
Usually an audience applauds when you're very old. Like, I'm 92. Oh, that's fantastic.
Well,
like a year and a half? Oh, we made it to a year and a half.
I know. I think it's because maybe I'm older. They are shocked I survived childbirth or something. It's been fascinating because I've been on this sort of journey through motherhood where, you know, I've always been a very liberal person, maybe even a libtard. But once you have a kid, you start like having thoughts that have been characterized as conservative. Yes. As soon as I had a kid, I was like, I need a gun now. Not for myself, because I've got coyotes in my yard. Right. I've got coyotes everywhere. And before I had a kid, I was like, they coexist with us. Coyotes were here first. Like, I'm in the coyotes' home. Now I'm like, let's make hats out of them.
How can you have a kid on the road? Who watches it when you're on?
Well, his biological mother, my nanny, takes very good care of him. This is why I stopped deporting people.
I see,
Okay. So I have someone that helps, but it's just been kind of like a wild, you know, way to sort of like see things, you know, from a different perspective. Like once you have a kid, you're just, you know, you start looking at everything differently. Like I used to be obsessed with scientific studies. You know, I think that's one way that people like us feel like we have some control in the world or are getting some facts. But I look at things so differently now.
Well, I know you have said I'm too left for the right and too right for the left,
I think so.
Which is such a great saying because I feel like I'm in the same place. And like when people disagree with people like us, they say we're conspiracy theorists. You get that a lot. You know, you've changed. I hope I changed.
By the way, I hope so.
Yeah, right.
I really hope I don't have the same thoughts I had when I was 20 years old. You know, but that's fascinating to me that people come at you and say conspiracy theorists. And so there's this new thing where I guess if we're in different algorithms, you know, we're going to think different things. I called a girlfriend of mine that is one of my oldest best friends, and Avril Lavigne has a new song out. And I called her and I was like, Avril Lavigne has a new song out. You know, going to her show was like one of our things. And she goes, Whitney, Avril Lavigne's been dead for 10 years.
This is still the way you talk on the phone?
You know, I guess it's actually a banana.
As long as we're comics, we will do this.
Well, what else? What is the
I know,
this?
you have to.
What do we do this?
I know, but the robots will have taken over. It'll be the 29th, and we'll still be doing this.
It's fascinating, but I don't know. I just, you know, people come up to me now and, you know, they'll be like in airports and they'll just be like, hey, Whitney, love to go on CNN. You know, pandas are fake. Like, it's a little far for me. You know, pigeons are drones. Like, you know.
That one is true.
You know,
Anyway.
Have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
So I've always kind of viewed liberalism as a phase you go through, right? Eventually you're going to grow up and have to become a normal functioning adult, and that means you have to leave all this childish stuff behind. But when you're a celebrity, the path is a little bit different. Case in point, Joe Rogan, right? Happy-go-lucky guy, loves to have conversations, and all of a sudden one day, bam, he gets canceled by CNN because of his vaccine talk, okay? But then you have, of course, people like Anna Kasparian, who one day actually gets literally assaulted, and now all of a sudden she's changed her mind on policing, right? Then, of course, you have Bill Maher, who had a huge run-in with the California government over building a roof. And now, of course, he's not trusting big government as much. And then, of course, you have Whitney Cummings, case in point. She becomes a mother and now is a big supporter of the Second Amendment, at least in terms of coyotes, right? So these changes happen as you recognize that all of your childish ideas you grew up with, all the liberalism you had when you were a teen or in your 20s, right? It doesn't stand up to muster when you become a self-reliant adult, right? You are now responsible for your own destiny. You have to work hard to succeed because you recognize that if you're waiting around for someone else to solve your problems, you're going to be waiting for a long time. So all of the lies the left is constantly trying to spread, like there's no differences between the genders and capitalism is evil, people on the right are not going to buy into them because we know different. We know what is actually true because we are living our own lives. But as I mentioned, all of the people in their teens, in their 20s, in college, who have not yet worked for a living, who haven't supported themselves, they have simply not been exposed to the reality that you and I take for granted, which of course is why you want to not give away free stuff, because all that does is create a permanent class of voter that can be manipulated, that can be lied to, and can be controlled because they have not yet faced reality. And that's essentially where we're at today, right? The fight between left and right, the fight between fantasy and reality. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and say hi to your mom for me. Do you like t-shirts? Of course you do. And now you can support the channel by buying an Angry Teacher t-shirt designed by me, Angry Teacher. So if you like America, if you like freedom, if you like liberty, then go ahead and click the link in the description, where all designs, of course, are 100% mother approved. So enjoy yourself and find something you like today.